Thank you for tuning in to We Talk Weekly's After the Talk with WPPM LP Philadelphia.
Yeah, this is one of the hottest radio shows that talks Charles's favorite segment, love and relationships. Whatever. Gives the good news and the bad news. And of course, the latest in entertainment news with the Sizzle.
Dope. Yeah. So make sure you keep it locked to We Talk Weekly's After the Talk with your boy Charles Gregory and the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on 106.5 FM. Woo! What's up, y'all? This your boy Charles Gregory with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
And the beautiful Classy Lady Sparkle is definitely in the building today. How you doing, Spark? You good?
I'm real good. I got my bathroom done, y'all.
You got your bathroom done?
Yes, I got it gutted out, and I couldn't wash for 2 weeks at home. I did go to my sisters and my aunts, but we're glad that I'm able to go in my own house and wash up.
I need the Sparkle bank account.
Oh, stop!
Every time you come in, you got something doing. You buying another car. You know what I mean? Something's going on in the building, man.
It's not what you make; it's what you do when you make it.
Yeah, you would have a comeback for that. That's how they do. That's definitely how they do. You know what I'm saying? So we got Lawrence. What's up, Sizzle? How you doing, Sizzle?
What's up, y'all?
What's going on?
I had a vacation. Fun in the sun, all that good stuff, but I'm back.
Yeah,
I miss y'all.
Yeah,
we missed you too, even though we had you call in.
That's
Lauren
crazy.
Loving We Talk Weekly.
Yeah, man.
Family.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It was good. We held you down. Though I appreciate you calling in because we had to make sure that we had what we needed to make sure that we could go forth, as they say. You know what I mean? So, before we start anything, I always got to talk about how y'all day was. How was y'all day?
So, my day it's Tuesday, so everything.
Tuesday.
Yes, terrible Tuesdays. It's a shame. Like, I don't know. Something got to give. One day I'm ahead. I think one day I had one day it was like a good Tuesday. Yep. But, yeah, something has to give. I need to have my Tuesday be good every Tuesday.
Like I said, I'm loving my Tuesday. I woke up. I'm not a morning person, but I knew I could go in my shower instead of going over to somebody else's house.
Oh yeah, see that's nice. So
it's
you don't
like,
have to worry
when
about,
I tell you I got the tub converted into a walk-in shower, and I'll show y'all pictures later. But now I'm looking for an inflatable tub.
Oh,
because I still like to soak. So Bed Bath and Beyond, it's almost like a kiddie pool.
I think
you can blow it up
before.
And put So I think it's prone for slipping, so I got to be careful. But I still can submerge my body.
Yeah, I think I've seen the ones that like are hot tubs too. Because when I was on vacation, somebody had these were like private properties, so somebody had a blow up inflatable.
Yeah, you could take it down and then. That's what I'm looking for now. So I'm in the market for that.
Yeah.
So if y'all see any inflatable tubs, let me know.
Yes.
No doubt. So now, we got to get good news and bad news. Holla at me, Sparkle. Holla at me.
All right. I'm going to give y'all the bad news. If you're going to play the game, then don't get caught. Mychal Kendricks, the former Eagles and Super Bowl champion, has been charged by the federal authorities with inside trading. U.S. Attorney William McSwain announced in Center City, Philadelphia, a few hours after learning of the charge that the Browns decided to cut ties with Kendrick, who had signed with the team in June. This is tied to a legal investment he made in 2014 when he was still playing for the Eagles. The charges are likely to precede the guilty plea by the linebacker, as the Philadelphia Inquiry Jeremy Roebuck reported. TV writer and former Goldman Sachs analyst Delmara Sinoki was passing along inside information, including heads up on stock mergers and acquisitions to Kendricks from 2013 to 2015. Roebuck reported via Twitter that the exchange was for inside information. Kendricks allegedly provided $10,000 in cash and Eagles tickets to Sanoki. Although it appears Kendricks let the Browns know some of the details of the situation before he signed in June, he misled the team. According to General Manager John Dorsey, Kendrick painted himself as the victim in this case. Kendrick definitely admitted to wrongdoing on Wednesday in a statement that was released from his attorney. He, quote, "I apologize. About 4 years ago, I participated in inside trading, and I deeply regret it. I invested money with a former friend of mine who I thought I could trust and who I greatly admired." End of quote. Now, who does this remind you of?
Wow. Why does everybody always sorry when they get caught?
Listen, so this reminds me of, in October of 2004, millionaire celebrity homemaker Martha Stewart. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Right. She was convicted of lying to investigators about what she sold through I Am Clone stock in December of 2001.
Right. Wow.
Her story is that the stock price plunged and Stewart sold about $230,000 in I Am Clone shares after her broker Peter Bakanovic tipped her off that I Am Clone was about to drop. So back in July of 2004, Martha Stewart was she had to serve 5 months in prison and 5 months of house arrest. So I don't know if they think Martha Stewart going to serve time. How you think you're going to get away with it?
How do you think you're going to get away with it? I wouldn't even try it.
Listen. I think he only made like $1.2 million. Like, don't you get, what do NFL players get? Was it worth it?
Man.
Now he's banned.
See?
Like,
oh well.
And going to jail for $1.2 million.
For 1.2.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of money to me, but I don't think
that
should be a lot of money towards. Yeah. So that was your bad news.
That's bad news. Yeesh. And that money, when money talk, boy, I'm trying. Everybody listening, everybody, even IRS.
Listen, if they giving me news on what the lottery gonna be, I probably will take it.
Yeah,
right. All right. Here's your good news, folks. You may want to grab a pen and paper for this one. NYU, also known as New York University, is giving free tuition to medical students. There's no stipulations. There's no small print. It's true. Free tuition. The New York University School of Medicine announced that it will cover the tuition of all students, regardless of merit or need. This citing were concerns for the overwhelming financial debt that the graduates were facing. NYU said that the free tuition will cost about $600 million to fund, and that it's raised $450 million already. Yes.
They three-quarters of they more than three-quarters of the way.
Kenneth Lagone, founder of Home Depot, and his wife Elaine, they've contributed $100 million to the university, and they've named the medical school after them. This plan is in effect immediately. It covers all current and future students. Annual tuition is roughly about $55,000, and there are approximately 93 first-year students, another 350 students who have up to 3 years before they obtain their degree. A small group of new and current students who are enrolled for their MD and PhD programs all have their tuitions paid for, free of debt. That's it. This is thanks to the National Institute of Health. And would you believe 3 out of 4 medical school graduates, when they do graduate, they have a debt of $192,000?
All the time.
$192,000.
I can believe it.
The school says it hopes that they plan to increase diversity amongst its students. The AAMC reported about 90,000 students have enrolled. About 50% of them have been identified as white, 21% as Asian, 8% as multiple race or ethnicity, 7% as African American, 6% as Hispanic or Latino, and small percentages for other groups.
Right.
So
the question I got is, can I go back to medicine? Can I go to school? Man, I will go back for a free. What?
Yeah, medicine is an expensive field. You know how
Crazy.
long they pay off student loans after they get those.
I work around them every day.
Well, I hope that you have people that follow suit and seeing what's going on, because like a university like Penn, Ivy League could do that blindfolded.
Right.
And there are really smart students out here that want to go to medical school and can't afford to.
The other thing is that there are so many scholarship funds out there that people don't take advantage of.
That's true. They don't do that research.
Tylenol, just because you're 5'2", like anything you think of, they have a scholarship for, but people don't.
You're going to get like
research.
a ton of inboxes like, yo, you know a scholarship I'm trying to get to. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
News.
That was the good news. That was good news and bad news. This your boy Charles Gregory with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle
and the beautiful
classy Lady Sparkle.
And we got Lady S. Dot. What we got coming up, Lady S. Dot?
We got a little ring from Cardi B. I like that song.
Ring.
I
know that's right. Holla at me. We'll be right back after this. Holla. Yo,
ring.
I tell you, man. Listen, I love that. Who was that?
That's Cardi B and Kalani.
Kalani.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, Kalani.
Yeah.
I like Kalani. Yeah, I like Kalani, man.
Mm-hmm. The best kept secret.
Best kept secret. It's your boy Charles Gregory with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
And this is WPPMLP Philadelphia 106.5 FM, man. We got a lot, man. We got a lot coming up, man. When I tell you an interview that, you know, it's been one of those things that you wait for, you know, and you know, someone with whom you have a tremendous amount of respect for, somebody who potentially is, you know, a long line of friendship, contribution, dedicated to community. You're talking about being able to sustain that within, you know, people and, you know, school and all the things that you've been involved in. And it's hard to maintain stuff like that. You know, we've been together for a long time, man. And so this is my man, Dave Anderson. He'll be in the building in a minute. But before we go into that, of course, we got the Sizzle, ladies and gentlemen. So Sizzle.
We got the Sizzle.
Holla at me early.
Kind of lost, but
don't get lost. Just stay on top of it. Let's go.
Anyway, so Basketball Wives star Gloria Govan, she was arrested and charged with felony child endangerment. Gloria Govan. She was married to ex-Laker Matt Barnes.
Okay. That's the one with the twins,
Yes. So Matt Barnes was scheduled to pick up the boys from school this past Friday over the Labor Day weekend. So Gloria, she proceeds to arrive at the boys' school around 2:55, 5 minutes prior to when the school's dismissal. So she got the boys into the car, and then Matt showed up, to pick the boys up. And then sources say that Matt instructed the boys to get into his car, which they obeyed. And then Gloria, reportedly, she flew into a rage and followed Matt's car, yelling and cursing.
Oh, God.
So she was able to block Matt's car off with the boys inside. So then someone called 911, and the police arrived, at which point Gloria was taken into custody and charged with felony child endangerment and violating a court order. So Matt, who showed police his child custody agreement, was allowed to leave with the boys. So, Gloria...
so it was his weekend.
It was his weekend. And
why was she there? Did she say why she was there? Why are you there?
No, it does. They didn't say why she was there, but you know how some women get when they want to. It's a long weekend. Maybe she wanted to do something with the boys and I'm just going to show up and And
but
just
it's
take
a shame
them.
that's going to be on her record now.
Yeah,
she's probably an amazing mother, and all they see is that don't know the situation, just child endangerment, a felony.
And she was released after she posted $100,000 bail.
Wow.
So that's an expensive lesson to learn. And Gloria and Matt, they had a nasty divorce. Gloria is now married to ex-Laker and Matt's former teammate Derek Fisher.
They are married?
Yes.
I didn't know they got married.
Yeah, Derek and Matt, they had like a history of this beef since Matt kind of believed that Derek was seeing Gloria when she was married to Matt. So they kind of squashed it.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, kind of squashed it back in April 2018 when Matt, he congratulated Derek on his marriage to Gloria. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on as far as this, like, you violate a court order. That's a judge.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. So, Cosby Show star Geoffrey Owens. He appeared
Which
on.
Is that?
He played Elvin.
Okay.
See,
I don't know their real names.
That's what I said. You gotta say the Cosby names.
I was getting ready to get. I had that. I did have that in my
story.
story. I was getting ready to get to it, but he appeared on Good Morning America after being job shamed by someone who took a picture of him while he was working at a Trader Joe's.
Job shame.
So Geoffrey, who played Elvin, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. It's a shame. I think it's Thibodeau. Thibodeau or something like that. But he played him on the Cosby Show, and he said that he was devastated by the post that actually went viral and the job shaming at first, but then him and his wife sat down and they started reading the comments that people were saying, and a lot of people were supporting him, which was good. And he was just basically like, he took this job because he wanted the flexibility. It's like when you're out chasing your dreams, it's hard to get a 9 to 5 and be able to chase your dreams at the same time. Yeah, and then he was trying at the same time. You got to make ends meet. It's like you can't, unless you got money like that, you're not going to be able to chase your dreams and work. It's hard.
And
it's
they took his royalties. Right?
Chase your dreams and not work. I'm sorry. Yeah.
And then on top of that, I mean, just what we talk weekly when we get called as interviews and things like that. Sometimes that's in the middle of the day.
Right.
You just got to jump. If you don't have a job that's flexible enough to let you go,
do that. Yeah,
you can
miss out on a lot.
Absolutely. You can strain the potential career that you have in challenge with what you actually want to do. Right. And that happens a lot with us. So, but
we don't. The entertainment industry does not have the luxury of having business hours.
Exactly.
There are times we're on the phone 10 o'clock at night, and it's real business.
Exactly. I remember, make a long story short, I remember that it was somebody that I knew personally, and they were in like this big group, R&B group. And then I happened to pull up in the drive-thru in Wendy's, and they were working in drive-thru. And I was like, "Oh, what's up?"
Was it Mike?
Try to act like they didn't know me, but I'm like, yeah, I know you. But I didn't run around and say, hey, he's working at, because I understand, you know what I mean? I understand that you have to make ends meet. It's like that if that money isn't coming in, like, what are you going to do? You want to be on the street just to be able to keep your name and say, so somebody doesn't see you working at McDonald's or whatever. But, something good that did come out of it was that Tyler Perry had offered him a job, because he saw the tweets and everything, and then he said, I'm about to start shooting OWN's #1 drama next week. Come join us. Awesome. And then he said, I have so much respect for people who hustle between gigs, the measure of a true artist. Which is good for him, because he was in a rough situation, because he was homeless. He was living out of his car or something like that.
But even the royalty checks from the Cosby Show, they cut that off, so they don't even get checks now.
Wow.
So that's extra money that he's missing even to provide for his family.
Well, I'm going to tell you, this thing went so viral, I wouldn't be surprised if you hear that he got a job.
Well,
the fact that Tyler Perry reached out and was like, come on,
and
gave him a job. It's always blessings and things. You never know. Had nobody taken that picture and attempted to, try to play him.
Exactly.
He just came up from that. So now the person that took the picture, now you look stupid.
Right. That's God's plan.
Joke's on you.
Yeah, he has been working. He was only at Trader Joe's for 15 months, and he's been working all this time as an actor. And he basically was like, don't feel bad for me, because I had a good life, and I've had an acting career that a lot of actors would dream of.
And what they got to understand is a lot of these entertainers, they start very young.
They do.
Before even finishing high school. It's not like they mastered this other career, or got this education, this other field that they can fall back on. Like when you chasing a dream, they say you shouldn't have no fallback plan. That is your plan. Go after it.
That's right.
So when they don't have that no more, it's like, what they going to do now? They don't have experience in anything else.
They don't. Yeah. They don't. Exactly.
It's hard for them to apply for any other kind of job.
It's tough.
And do you want to be in the office with Elvin? In the cube next to you? I mean, for real.
Yes. So finally, yesterday, Nike revealed their new ad campaign for its 30th anniversary for Just Do It. The ad features former 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah. Yes, talk about this all day.
Yes. So before he can even enjoy this recent success, Nike has reportedly lost shares in a day, which, you know, this was reported by, according to CNBC, they were reporting that they're 3% down since they announced this yesterday. I'm like, 3%, but whatever.
3% is nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And they're saying that they're facing some backlash regarding their decision to include Kaepernick. So then they were saying that it was trending, like the hashtag Nike boycott was trending on Twitter. People saying they're going to burn their Nike sneakers, and they removed the famous Nike swoosh from their clothing. Like, even they had a picture of somebody that cut the top of their socks off with the Nike sign.
So you can have droopy socks. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you're still going to wear them. Why not just throw them in the trash? Yeah, but you know, Kaepernick had posted the Nike campaign on his Twitter with the caption, "Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything." Hashtag Just Do It. But then Nike's idea behind the campaign was to demonstrate how other athletes have overcome challenges. So there was reportedly a picture of Serena Williams playing tennis, saying, "Girls from Compton don't play tennis. They own it." And then they had one for football player Odell Beckham Jr. that said, "Don't wait until you won a ring to play like it."
ODB.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, they've been getting some mixed reviews about it. Some people support it and some people don't. They're like, Nike needs to stay out of political issues and stuff like that. But if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
It's Nike, though.
Yes. I'm going to say this. Nike is probably the most sought after athletic wear that anyone can get.
Everybody wants
they
that
have
contract.
Jordans.
Everybody want that contract.
Everybody want a piece of Nike. In fact, I would contend and argue that you may have other people now invest in Nike. So the 3% that they lost, they may gain 16%.
Right.
True.
Right.
Not only that, this is the funniest thing ever because guess what? Guess who has the Nike swoosh on uniforms?
The NFL.
Joke's on you, NFL, because who got the last laugh?
The NFL. Yes. Every single team's jersey.
Listen, they got rid of him. Right?
True.
Now, you're going to have to wear something that you got rid of because they're on all of your uniforms. Yes. Shout out to Nike. Shout out to Kaepernick. Yep. Joke's on y'all. Karma. And this has to be the funniest thing ever.
And that post that you're talking about, he posted. I saw it. It was a picture of his face.
Absolutely.
With that caption across his face.
I love it.
And at the very bottom, it had Nike's logo. So it wasn't that he put that out there. Right. That was part of the campaign.
Right. Exactly.
Nike's signature was on that post.
Exactly.
So exactly. Shout out to Nike.
They're not going to lose
Nike,
anything.
just do it.
Just there you go.
And that's exactly what it said. It had his face with that caption. There's logo, and it said just do it underneath. So they're going to do what they want, and they can.
Shout out.
Yes.
This is dope. That was dope.
Yes, and that was the Sizzle.
You had to think about it. You had to think about this.
You know what? I was getting ready to do like an official sign off. I was like, "I'm your girl, Lauren Sizzle," and that was the Sizzle.
All right, there you go. Let's practice it right now. Go ahead. Let's do it right now.
Yes.
Do your official sign off.
Yeah, that I'm your girl, Lauren Sizzle, and that was the Sizzle.
And that was the Sizzle, ladies and gentlemen.
And don't forget to check out Bobby Brown tonight. That comes on.
Oh, well,
the Bobby
Brown story. I'm sure you can see that all over the place. After you hear this, I'm sure that'll be on for the next week straight. I'm gonna make sure that we watch that also. This your boy Charles Gregg with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle
and the beautiful
classy lady Spark.
What we got coming up next, lady? As done.
We got Lil Duval featuring Snoop Dogg. Living my best life. I'm loving this song.
No doubt. We'll be right back after this, y'all. Hello. Woo! What's up, y'all? This your boy Charles Gregg with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
We got classy lady Sparkle in the building. Of course, we got Lady S. And now we got one of my favorite parts. segments of the show, right? And the reason this is one of my favorite segments of the show is because it's the interviews. And why do I like the interviews? I like the interviews because we get the chance and the opportunity to talk to the people, talk to the good old folks, right? Especially folks that happen to be good friends of yours truly, right? We had the opportunity to interview this guy, this gentleman, this friend of mine, like on 2 different occasions, but he got a lot of things that he does, a lot of things that's coming up. And since he does, we brought him back on the show. You know what I'm saying? And because we brought him back on the show, you know, we got to get the juice. We got to get down and dirty with all of the good old things that he's doing and some of the controversial topics that he does and talks about. So without further ado, what's up, my brother? How are you?
Man, I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm fantastic, man. Holla at me. So what's going on in your kingdom, man?
Wow, man. I'm just trying to build an empire one brick at a time, man. Throwing bricks at people if they hate.
I see.
Slaying that foundation. You know, just bricks of truth just being hit people in the head. You see people walking down the street. Oh, my God, what was that? Oh, he just told me to quit my job. I got a headache now, boss. I can't make it.
Man, you've been throwing some bricks.
Hey, somebody's got to do it, man.
Yeah, man. Especially as of late, my brother.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, man.
What you talking about?
Listen.
I don't even keep up. Like, I don't think y'all understand. When I speak, it's a spirit that flows through me. And I get something from God, and when God speaks through me, I flow. So whatever he tells me to tell y'all, like y'all forget, God also has a loving hand, but he had a fiery sword for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And too many of y'all running around here with participation trophies thinking that you're doing something, or you know, you get yourself a little Facebook Live and all of a sudden you're a motivational speaker, life coach, and a mogul. And I'm like, how, Sway?
Houseway?
Like, no, I'm just saying.
Houseway?
Like, I mean, real rap, though, if you look at that interview, you break it down, Kanye, you know, I was having this conversation with my man, Elvin King in Atlanta. Kanye really told Sway some real truth. He said to him, listen, dog, listen, I spent $13 million. And Sway's like, I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, it's 2 different levels.
Yep.
You know, so, you know, sometimes you got to come in and lovingly check people.
Yeah.
So that's just what it is. And sorry.
Yeah, that's facts.
Not
that's
sorry.
Facts. I know that's right. And so I'm gonna jump right into a couple different things, man. First, right?
Yes, sir.
Real quick, I want you to talk about the nonprofit you have,
yes, sir.
Because I don't want to forget that, because I think that's important, especially because it targets young men.
Yeah, it's
and that's
you know,
important.
it's a funny thing, Charles. I'll be very honest with you. 95% of my clientele are black women.
Right.
You know, just numbers real quick. $27 million is the amount of money my clients have made in 2018. And a lot of my clients are single moms. And single moms always have the same thing. There's nothing for my boys to do. They don't play ball. They're not that coordinated. They can't sing. They can't act. They can't rap. Right. You know, what can they do? Right. You know, so I created a curriculum that was there to supplement what's happening in the education thing. Mm-hmm. So that's where Black Boys Win came from. But ironically, the people who don't know me haven't taken the time to use their Googles, or, you know, oh, you just care about, what about black women? I'm like, listen, man, let me tell y'all something. There's Black Girls Rock. There's all these organizations that get millions and millions of dollars. But I didn't see you put up a dime, you know, when it came to Black Boys Win. And so I'm out here trying to help these young men because I got 2 daughters. You know, the dating pool is horrible. My oldest goes to Howard. My youngest is 3. And yeah, I got to worry about that now. You plan for your future. You plan for your legacy. And I don't want to have to yoke anybody up. So in order to prevent that, I'm going to adjust the dating pool by putting positive, mentally focused, and entrepreneurial-minded young men into the lexicon. Wow. You know, so we can talk all day, but what are you doing when you put your Twitter fingers down? You know, so that's the whole thing with Black Boys Win, and I will defend it until the end of my life.
Fantastic. Maybe we need the Black Girls Rock. They have like an event
Shout
concert.
Out to Beverly Bond. Love
absolutely.
Beverly.
So maybe we need to put like an event concert together for Black Boys Win.
I think that needs to happen.
Absolutely. We're gonna have to jump on immediately. And I know that's right. We talk weekly. We gotta jump on it. So let's fast forward. I want to talk about, because I had the opportunity to see. Let's talk about the Gary Vee situation, since we're on that topic, and we'll transition to something. So Gary Vee, probably one of the most outspoken, can we say, like, public speakers, motivational speakers? Can we use that?
Speakers, entrepreneurs, motivational speakers, mogul, it all applies. The man's worth $500 million.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's 500.
100.
I'm
at last count.
Absolutely. And so, at last count, and he's still making money, right? So,
crazy.
Snapchat, I'm just saying. So I want to talk a little bit about the feeling when you had the opportunity to interview that man.
Yeah.
And he asked you a question, you know, well, how much you need?
Yeah.
You gave him a number.
Yeah.
What was that number?
15,000.
15,000. And what did he do?
48 hours later, it's in my bank account from his accountant.
Simple as that.
15,000. That's all you asked for.
That's all I needed. See, the thing of it is, two reasons. Number one, I always ask for what I need.
Yeah,
I don't go over and above. Not to mention, that's not counting the 45 that I had already put into the program.
Right.
Out of my own pockets and out of my own, driving. It doesn't count from the money that black women were donating to the program. And the other thing of it is, if I owe you, then you own me. And so I, legitimately put a cap on how much money I would accept from outside people when it came to that type of situation. Because when you have a structure that also deals with Pepsi and Ford and all these other companies, then there might be the inkling to try and co-opt or corrupt what I'm trying to do. And so that's why I just want to put this
in context, though. I want to put it in context because he didn't go up there for money. No. He went up there to ask some of the hard questions, right? And it just so happened that conversation came up. So I had to give Gary V some shot because he answered some hard questions, right? And then he just asked the question, and sometimes you just have to give that ask. But if he wasn't ready to talk about, the importance of Black Boys Win, right? And importance of why he was behind this initiative, the opportunity probably would have never came to fruition. So I had to shout you out for that. So how did you feel with that? You know what I mean?
I felt great. I felt redeemed because there's a problem that black people tend to have. If we're going to be frank and honest. When I started Hang With, the guy who owned Hang With, which was a predecessor, without Hang With, there would be no Periscope, there would be no Facebook Live, there would be none of these other, there would be no Meerkat, none of that. So Hang With was a little bit of ahead of its time and people didn't understand it. The team who was on it consisted of a lot of us who were behind MySpace after Justin Timberlake overtook it. And so when we came in and I'm starting to push Hang With, every black person I know who couldn't believe that I had ownership in this company was like, well, I don't see your name on the masthead. I don't tell you everything that I do. Because real gangsters do not talk.
They move in silence.
So I'm sitting up here and I'm giving you all this misdirection and I'm mohawking and wooing and strutting all over the place, but all the way in the back there's a whole lot of stuff you don't see. But the fact that you don't see black people in tech, you automatically assume that I'm lying, that I haven't done what I've done, and I'm like, did you bother to use your Googles? You know what I'm saying? Like, this man has seen me work since I was 17 years old. I'm 40. I ain't got to lie. And so that was the thing. And so what wound up happening for me, it was legit because people kept calling me Black Gary V, and I didn't know who he was at first. And I'm nobody's black derivative. You can take that somewhere else. Look at how many people, including Young Jock, was talking about there was Black Donald Trump. You see what I'm saying? Like, pay attention to who you are. I'm Dave Anderson. That's all I've ever wanted to be. So I needed to show black people that you can put me anywhere with anybody. I don't care how rich they are. And I'm just as dope. I'm just as educated. I'm just as talented. I just don't have the privilege yet. Give me a minute. TikTok. And sure enough, I shut a whole lot of mouths that day.
Facts. Wow. The funny thing is I get often, and I kind of stuck with it, but I often get compared to the Black Ryan Seacrest, which is so funny, right? That goes to the point, right? And so, but yeah, I'm Charles Gregory, man. I had the opportunity and the ability to style some major people, and I'm excited about that.
And but still styling major people. and still, no doubt. So I want to transition because we got a lot of questions in a little bit of time now. Good.
We talked about you brought up black people, right? And how sometimes they, for some strange reasons, they get caught up. They don't think the way they should, and they potentially kind of fall short because they are being led instead of being leaders, right? And so I want to talk to you. I want you to tell me, you made a comment, and I want you to respond to this comment, right? You said, let's see if I can open this up real quick. You said unconscious coons are why black businesses lose. Let's talk a little bit about
that. So what winds up happening is we don't talk about the elephant in the room, and I'm not talking about my large stature. I'm talking about the fact that black people have a problem with the fact that they're conditioned and they can't admit it. That's like me saying that, you know what, Charles Gregory, style me right now. Let's do the Speedo shoot. It's going down. We're going to sell 8 million. Don't listen. I'm a very good looking man, but I ain't never going to be in no Speedo. You know what I'm saying? And after 20 some odd years of friendship, I'm sure he feel comfortable. Hey, Dave, we want to find another look for you, bro. I got some fly stuff. We're going to do some flowers and some bright colors, but we're not putting you in no Speedo because I'm not going to let you go out like that. And what's happening is we don't address the fact that we hate ourselves. And we hate ourselves on all different levels, and some of us are conscious of it and still have the problem. There are people who are addicts and still have the problem. And so unconscious coons are people who sit up there and say stuff like, oh, well, you know, if we're going to talk about black businesses, then let's talk about customer service. And I'm like, but you'll go to Walmart, there'll be 32 aisles, and you will stand in those in the 2 aisles that are open with two people who are being overworked on welfare 9 times out of 10. Do the numbers and the research before you come at me, and then you won't say anything. Never have you ever heard this phrase. That's why I don't do business with white businesses anymore. You never hear that. You hate yourself, and you always treat yourself as if you are the less than, you are the second place, you are the bottom rung. And I'm here to tell you, I'm a champion. I come from kings. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. And I know there are some jesters in the village, but I ain't come from that tribe. So I'm going to stand by what I said. There are unconscious coons who are subconsciously subverting and sabotaging black businesses that are doing well. Charles Gregory does amazing work. I called Charles Gregory and I was like, listen, dog, my daughter's going to have this prom, this, that, and the third. He was like, all right, Dave, look, this is what we're going to do here. We're going to get this. I'm going to get a rack, and then we're going to do this, that, and the third. And my daughter was like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I said, see, it can't escape my house. So if you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a fact. So yeah, unconscious coons are killing us. Period.
Fantastic, man. You've been on the Breakfast Club a couple times, man, and you're very vocal and open with regarding certain issues, right?
Absolutely.
And this is a great transition to talk about the culture, right? And talk about entertainment.
Yes.
You were very vocal with regarding Aretha Franklin's wedding and the pastor preacher.
Absolutely.
Funeral.
What'd you say?
Funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How'd I say?
said wedding.
Wedding. I'm sorry.
Might as well have been. It was so long.
I know, right?
I don't know why
it was crazy. That thing was long, man. It was a reception party. What do you want to call it? I mean, look, thanks for the correction. Now, you were very vocal about the Miss Grande, right? And the pastor, pretty much he said that he put his arm around her, but you was talking about groping.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about your position on it, and what do you think actually happened?
Here's what I think actually happened. As a person who has been a minister since 2003, I know the creepiness that happens in the church. We like to talk about the Catholic Church. We don't like to talk about the black church. And the truth of the matter is, when he was hugging older people, when he was hugging, oh my gosh, the one who says, I'm reclaiming my time, Maxine Waters, he had his arm around her shoulder. When he had Ariana Grande, he had his arm here, and his fingers, zoom in on his fingers were flailing back and forth. So yeah, he was being creepy, he was being inappropriate, and Bill Clinton, everybody up there except for Farrakhan was eyeballing that little girl.
Because she looked very uncomfortable.
She looked very uncomfortable, and she was pulling back and all that stuff, and as a father of 2 daughters, I'd have took his head off, in Jesus' name.
Right there.
Oh, that's
period.
Right. Yeah. And that was pretty heavy, because sometimes we have to admit and take accountability for the things that our people do.
Absolutely.
And oftentimes we tend to kind of look over it because they're our people, right? I want to jump right into Me Too.
Yeah.
Right? Because you've been vocal on Me Too. First, I want you to talk about their initiative and things that they've been doing, but also you have taken a position to challenge Me Too.
Absolutely.
Oftentimes. So let's jump right into that.
A few things. First of all, you don't get to pick and choose. My issue with Me Too is the same issue I had with feminism. There is no such thing as feminism for black women in this country, because when black women are being ostracized for wearing their natural hair, when black women are being told they're unprofessional because their bodies are a little too curvy, there is no Me Too showing up anywhere. The only time Gloria Allred will show up for a black woman is when there is a check. And I say Gloria Allred, not to be confused with Gloria Steinem, the CIA agent. Google. So my issue with Me Too is that it's not Me Too for everybody. When I was molested as a kid, there was no Me Too for me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go after people with money, and y'all go after people who are not attractive, because I guarantee you, if Bill Cosby was George Clooney, it wouldn't have been no Me Too. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to look at the whole situation. So you can't cherry pick an issue and say you're on the forefront of that issue. Right. And Me Too was very, very quiet about a lot of stuff that happens in and out of the media, in and out of the spotlight, depending on how much money they can make off of it and how much press time they can get on TMZ. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, to me, that's a money grab. And a lot of times these organizations are set up to grab money. Oh, we're scared of the big black man Bill Cosby with one bad eye looking like Uncle Ruckus from Boondocks. So let's go ahead and give us money and let's rail him out. Now, you got real predators out here who have the physical and psychological deviance and strength to really do some damage to people like my 19-year-old child. I'm not worried about Bill Cosby. He's going to die. God's going to get him if he's guilty. But y'all don't talk about those people. And now it becomes a thing where if you said something 20 years ago on Twitter, like my views evolved from the time that I was in college to the time I went through seminary and lived all around the world. So the person that I was 10 years ago is not the person that I am right now. Right. So when you start going after people for what they said 10 years ago, you're going after a person that no longer exists. Mm-hmm. That's problematic because now you're saying you can't change. Just like they won't let Chris Brown be. Chris Brown's going to be the next Bobby Brown. I guarantee you when it's all said and done, Chris Brown will be penniless because, number one, we're going to go right behind him because he's not R. Kelly. R. Kelly came up in a time where there was no internet. And R. Kelly has written for a long, long time. But Chris Brown ain't got a I Believe I Can Fly in him. And if he did, no one would bother with it because he's just a thug and he's this and the third. But I mean, I've seen certain people in relationship with Chris Brown throw phones at his head. And I'm not going to name names, but you can put things together.
So what do you do when how do you defend or how do you approach someone from the initiative Me Too, initiative movement that address you and say that you can't talk to a female initiative, you can't talk to the women's perspective? What do you tell them then?
2 words: Terry Crews. You have no idea how many times as a broadcaster, as an entertainer, as a concert promoter, as a stand-up comedian, I've been groped by women. Mm-hmm. I've been disrespected in front of my wife and away from my wife. You see what I'm saying? And I've had to check people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to do like appearances in strip clubs. I used to go and host at Onyx when I worked at Power 99. Mm. And the thing of it was, sometimes the strippers I'd be like, not on that. Right. You see what I'm saying? But that's okay because that's as cute. It's fun and games. But if a man were to do that to a woman, they'd lock him up. Mm-hmm. So if you're about making sure that there are no sexual predators, let's talk about the sexual predators that actually exist. And that's not gender specific. So yeah, Me Too or everybody in. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it?
Right. So where do we go from here? We only got a couple minutes. This went so fast. So where do we go, especially as black men? What's the state of black men, right? Where do we go from here in trying to fix the community, taking accountability also, but trying to fix our issues, our problems,
First of all, we have to be afforded the opportunity to address what our problems actually are. Right. Second of all, we have to be prepared to let go of our trash. There are some people who are just not going to be saved. Jesus Christ was smart enough to understand this. Why can't we? Number 3, we have to show people that there's more than what the media that is controlled by people who do not look like the black men we're trying to save is putting out there. All these people who are getting signed like they're hot. Tekashi 6ix9ine ain't from no hood. I know. And on top of that, you're trying to tell me that that's all that's out there and that's what people want. No, I grew up in the entertainment industry. I grew up in the music industry. Right. I know what they do. And there are 6 Jewish men who control all media. 6. So if 6 Jewish men control all media, how can they have my best interest at heart? And I'm not attacking Jews because I will tell you this. Gary Vaynerchuk has been there for me, not only there, but when I needed something, if I needed advice, something like that, if I needed a contact, a man was there for me. This is not about attacking Jewish people. This is saying that the 6 people who are in control of everything you see, read, hear, and consume are Jewish. Don't believe Mota Scott Young runs Love and Basketball or Basketball Wives or Love and Hip Hop or whatever the hell the show is. I don't watch the trash. Yeah. But there's 2 Jewish guys that put her in front so that nobody gets hit. Just like there's a Jewish guy who decided, we're going to take this push novel and we're going to adapt it. And after it's done, we're going to go after Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey because we got them on payroll. Tyler Perry ain't independent. He works for Lionsgate.
Wow. So let's talk real quick. Jeez, we only got like 5 minutes. Real quick. Let's talk about where do we go from as a community of media creators, content creators, and independent media. How do we say or take it out of the hands of the 6 Jewish guys?
Stop going to them. See, the internet leveled the playing field. Right. When I got sick, I'm going to tell you the moment because people don't understand this. The moment I walked away, I walked away simply because they wanted me to walk away, and so they gave me a nice severance package. Never quit, always get fired. That's one, so you can collect that bread. Number two, they wanted me to do ass brackets. So around March Madness time, they had this thing where they wanted to have women bring in their behinds, like take pictures of their behinds and then rank them like the NCAA tournament. Wow. And there was a room full of black women too scared to say anything about their jobs, and a couple other black men who sat back and let them do this. And I was like, no, you're not going to do this on my watch. This is disrespectful. You know, so we've got to always understand that now that we have the internet, there's no more excuses. If I can have 236,000 people listen to me every week on my podcast, I don't want to hear about audience. I don't want to hear about money. I started my business with a $12 GoDaddy website, so don't tell me what you can't do. You see what I'm saying? So we have to start really giving people opportunities to get rid of excuses and just work, and then understand that if Charles Gregory gets a win and he's on TV and I'm not mad at him. I'm not going behind him. I'm shooting applause and love this man's way. Exactly. And that's the thing. We got to get off of that. There can only be one. That's why Blair Underwood never popped and Denzel's way up here. Like, let's just talk facts for a minute. You know, they only let one in at a time, and that's the problem.
That crab mentality.
Crab mentality, absolutely. So, before we let you leave, what's next for Dave Anderson?
Wow.
You're doing a lot, man.
A lot, man. My God.
And how can they get in contact with you?
Oh, well, that's easy, man. You can text Business Bully, 2 words, to 31996. Standard text message and data rates apply. That's Business Bully to 31996. BusinessBullyShow.com is everywhere. iTunes. Any place you get a podcast, you can find my show. Aside from that, what am I doing next, man? Well, my book, Sell It Like Jesus, is finally coming out. Thank God. No pun intended. Let's see what else. I'm just wrapping up my tour. I was on tour for 40 weeks throughout the year. So my last stop is actually in Germantown. You can get tickets for that Ready for War conference. It's going to be incredible. It's on the 23rd, 24th, something like that, but it's bit.ly, ready, the number 4 war tickets. And I'm always Dave at businessbullyshow.com, man, but I'm grinding, I'm out here. And my main thing right now, which I'm really excited about, is I have this thing called the Bully Hot Seat, because we're talking about excuses, and I'll be very quick here. Bully Hot Seat is this. I don't care what your business is. I don't care what your problem is. I will fix your business on the spot and give you a 6-figure marketing plan. And if I can, I'll send you to Cancun.
Wow.
So, you know, we can talk, or we can talk bread, or we can talk winning. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't see nobody else. All these other gurus, where you at? Put your trips up. Challenge me.
Wow.
Put your trips up.
The challenge has been, we got to do a nice little series about that. Let's see if we can try to get somebody to put the challenge in.
And
we promote it. We do a whole bunch of stuff.
Let's get in the room.
There you go. Dave Anderson challenge.
I know that's right.
So time for no Kiki hearts and all that.
Do you love me, right?
Cancun, are you going?
I know that's right. But unfortunately, we have to go, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you coming to the show. You probably have to come up like once a month, man. Talk that. Give us that work.
I'm here, man. I'm here to get at work.
No doubt. Get at work, man. But unfortunately, we got to go. We Talk Weeklies After the Talk is now on iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Spotify. We everywhere. If you never there, we there. Check it out. Make sure you follow us on iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Spotify, and binge listen to our shows. Like and follow us on We Talk Weekly Facebook page. Download the little TuneIn app. Look for us on WPPMLP 106.5 FM. Tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. for We Talk Weeklies After the Talk. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at We Talk Weekly, at Charles Gregory, at Laura_Sizzle, and at Sparkle Priceless One. Subscribe to our We Talk Weekly YouTube channel. And if you're in Philly, catch us every Monday night, 9:30 on Comcast 66, Verizon 5, 9:30, and download the little iPhone TV app and Roku and look for who?
We Talk Weekly.
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we gotta go. But my brother, it was an absolute pleasure today that you came to holler at us, man.
Yes.
And you know what? Anytime you feel like you need to come through, and let us know what's really good, what's going down, come to the show, man. It's all good, man. We love you, my brother.
Love you, bro.
My man. So don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Actually, we won't be back, but we got people that's coming up with great content, great shows, and great music. But unfortunately, we got to go. But make sure you go to We Talk Weekly, y'all. Holla.